Hey, this is Patrick Ralston, Director of the Arkansas Arts Council, and I am live coming at you. This is ARTalks, coming at you from my home studio here in North Little Rock, and it's November 12th. We are once again living in the age of COVID-19 here, and so working remotely, but we're going to talk a little bit about education, arts education in the age of COVID-19 today. And as I've talked to you before, the Arts Council staff, we are spending about two-thirds of our time working remotely and about one-third of our time in the office here in Little Rock. And that seems to be working out pretty well. But this afternoon, had a press conference this morning, and I do clean up a little bit. Sometimes I even put pants on. So that's what I've done today, and but I'm back here now. Have a little time with the with stronger Wi-Fi, and then we're just going to continue the conversation today. So anyway, it's a beautiful day outside. If you haven't been out, you need to get out there, enjoy it. And I hope everybody is happy and healthy. And we are looking right now. I'm checking out to see where our guests, if we have any guests dropping in on us. But I'm hoping to have a visit. It looks to be like I've got somebody knocking at the door right here. So let me see if I can. Oh, I don't have it. There we go. Here we are. See if I can get my first guest on. Hi.
Hey.
Hang on just a second. So I can light up my headphones here.
All right. Can you hear me? You can hear me fine, can't you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So what we're going to do is flip it around because what we would normally do, but we want to show off some of the gallery space if that works for you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And,
All right.
And I apologize. I'm going to try to, while you're doing that, first of all, I would like you to introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Daleana Vaughan. I'm the Education Director at the Fort Smith Regional Art Museum, and this is my assistant, Bridget Duncan, and she's really, she's really involved in the Arkansas art scene as well. So we are just trying it out, and we'll see how it goes. There might be a little bump here and there, but it'll be pretty cool. So let's get at it. I'm going to try to make it to where we flip the screen, and so we can see what's going on, in the gallery.
Great.
So let's see how we do that. I think it is right in the middle of this. So
Well, where is everybody? Did I lose them? Okay, we're back.
okay. Okay. We're good?
Good.
Okay. So we have two exhibitions that are currently going on. We have the Billie Holiday that is at Sugar Hill, and the photos are by Jerry Danzig. We also have had the wonderful opportunity to have his son Grayson Danzig give several lectures, and so we have another one coming up December 10th at 7 p.m. And we just call our It's a lecture live, so it's Zoom, and you guys can register at our fsram.org on our Facebook page, or not our Facebook page, but our website. And yeah, so we've got that, and we also have the one that's upstairs, Susanna Schreckheis, which she is a Little Rock native, and we're doing a lecture with her as well in the first part of December. So let's just kind of look at the Billie Holiday exhibition. We won't go through the whole thing, but I kind of just wanted everybody to be able to see what we are looking at and what we're dealing with. So a lot of people know the tragic, you know, that is Billie Holiday, but there was so much more to her. She had such a nurturing, uh, motherly friendship, side to her. And these pictures were able to kind of um, make that apparent to other people. So she had a love for her dog, and that's shown in like some of the pictures over here. But she was also very much she worked in the kitchen. She liked to cook and do things like that as well. But her main love was obviously music and her godson, and she always talked about having children, but never was able to. And so, this just gives an intimate uh, portrayal of her. So we can kind of go back further, because I do want you guys to have an overview just of what it looks like. And if you guys are ever in this area, yeah, for sure come down. We are doing the social distancing thing. We have everything marked. Face masks are required. But we have a lot of wonderful, wonderful pictures of her. And what happened was Jerry Danzig had a room upstairs in his house, and he was on the verge of death. And his son Grayson's like, "Dad, I don't know who you are. I know who you've shown me who you are, but not who you were as an artist or anything like that." And so he sent him upstairs, and he found all of these wonderful pictures of a bunch of different, um, you know, jazz musicians. And so this was what he found of Billie Holiday. And so Grayson himself decided that he was going to become an archivist just so he could start working on his father's images. And so he did that, and he was lucky to become a part of the Smithsonian. And this is where we're at currently. So if you guys would like to jump in on December 10th for that live lecture, he goes over such wonderful details of everything that he found. His father's portrayal of Billie Holiday. His mom also does like a sneak peek into the life that they lived, and so it's really very, very interesting.
That's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, it's very cool. And so to even be able to talk to the son of Jerry, he's
Right.
Grayson's very, very with it and wonderful, and he's great to work with. And we do have books here as well that Grayson published. And
Hmm.
yeah, so if you guys want to look at those or purchase them, we can make that happen too.
Terrific.
So yeah, let's go further back a little bit, because I just wanted you to kind of look at the camera and stuff that he used.
Okay.
So it might get a little bumpy, but we're trying out this new.
It's okay.
All
We can
right.
handle it.
All right. So here's some pictures, and then kind of expand the room a little bit. And if you notice, there's a lot of just black and white pictures of her. Obviously, for the time, that was what they had to deal with. And then, there are a few beautiful colored pieces that, with color added to them. And this right here this is Jerry Danzig. It has actual camera that he used. It has a book that, he was, um, that the pictures and stuff were in, a magazine. So there's a lot of things
Right.
that, that are just available and gives that intimate um, lifestyle that she did have. Her love for
Right.
her friends, her love for her family that we are not accustomed to seeing. And so I think that's what the beauty of it really is.
This is not the
So
glamorous. This is not the glamorous jazz singer. This is more of the behind the scenes.
this is the behind the scenes, and
Right.
but what we were told was like, they focused a lot on her addictions and
Right.
her death with that, but they don't know who she was as a human being, because we're only
Right.
allowed to see what we're allowed to see, So this is
Sure.
the intimate details of it. So yeah. So what we'll do now, you can ask me some questions while we're headed upstairs. That's going to be a ride, so it'll get bumpy. Um, but at that time, I can answer some questions if you have any for me, and then we can go to the Susanna's um, her exhibition. So
Sure.
what do
Sure.
you got?
And we're having a little. I'm getting a little bit of. You're cutting out just a little bit. I don't know how close you are to your Wi-Fi connection, but could you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can
Okay.
hear you. Yeah,
I
I
was
can hear you. So I'll say this close. Go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to ask, tell me a little bit about how how are you all handling your arts and education programs? How
So just repeat that. You cut out, so I'm sorry.
well? Can you hear me?
I think we're good now. I can now. Yeah. So if you'll repeat that question.
Did you get my question?
Yeah, repeat it. Repeat it, please. Was it about social distancing and our um, education programs and
Yeah.
what we're doing during the pandemic?
How is
Okay.
yeah how is it
Yeah.
working
So,
out for you?
well, it's actually getting better. So, pre-pandemic, we were just rolling right along. We had, a lot of programs, or all of our programs were, based inside the museum. And currently everything is online. So I was able to move all of our programming just, you know, virtual. Um, and that took a lot of thinking and trying to just plan it and figure it out and to see what would work. And so it's just a constant, it's very fluid right now. We have no idea, if a program is going to work or if it's not. We try it out for a couple months and then we cut it if it's not working.
Right.
And we did that pre-COVID as well, so it's not that part hasn't really changed. What has changed is um, the the interaction. So when we have these people that want to engage and be a part of us, but we're with the online education, or just the education in general, we're not able to bring the programs back, and we may not bring them back, in-house for a while until there's hopefully a vaccine. We are it's upsetting for everybody because that's just how our lives have always been. But in the meantime, what I have noticed is that with our online education, the adults are more engaged, where previously it was more children based. So the adults are really engaged. I have what I call lecture live, and we talk with our our lecturers that know about the exhibition. So we have, trying to get live people, that are physically alive to do that. And Also, we do lecture lives with our curator, Samantha Rhodes, who also, she goes over different aspects of art. So it's not always like um, the local artists. It's based off of like this one that's coming up tonight is going to be art and mythology, and it's going to be a two-part. So we've got a lineup for that, and people seem to be really interested in the art history aspect of it, and they want to have that that live feed, that way they can talk. So that's what I've noticed that works really well is the live feed,
Right.
because there is that connection
Right.
where we are recording content as well, but at the same time, that's not where the connection comes from.
Yeah.
So as many things that we can do via Zoom, that's what we're trying to do.
Okay. Great.
We have homeschool that we do, and the little ones are a little bit more difficult. That is a struggle, but I think it's just a struggle for everyone overall, because if you're in the education field, then you're constantly just trying to figure out what is it going to take to engage these kids, no matter if it was pre-COVID or mid-pandemic or wherever we're at. So with that, we have our homeschool, and it's all online, and it's interactive. So it's a Zoom class, but we make sure that they are engaged. We keep it at about 45 minutes. We have a lesson plan that we go over. Right now, I'm doing the younger kids. I keep it open, so if anybody ever wants to just join, they can just join. And so right now, like with them, I'm teaching them and art. And we talk about, the types of instruments they use. And we look at different YouTube videos, and they're short, but the engagement is really from us being able to talk to them and see if they can find things around the house, because, as this pandemic goes on, we don't really know what that looks like. So what we're trying to do is make sure that when we're educating them, that they're getting what they need, no matter what. So we still provide, if they need art supplies, then I will provide that for them, because that's what I did with the homeschool kids, pre-pandemic. And
Right.
it's just about keeping them engaged in a hands-on way. So they're doing hands-on art projects, and then we talk about it. So it's kind of like hands-on show and tell. And that has worked really, really well with them.
Great. All right. I think you're at the exhibit now.
I have finally made it. Yeah. All right. So this is going to be, yes, this is upstairs in our second gallery. This is Susanna Schreckheis, and it's called Attention to Tension. So she was our 2019 invitational winner, and she had some really, really cool pieces. So we'll go back here and look at a couple of them. And she's going to give a lecture on December 3rd via Zoom. And our lectures are free right now. You can just register and go on, and it'll be at 7:00 that night. But I'm really interested to see like how she came up with, her reasons behind it. She's she's a regional artist, and she's really actually she's all over the state now. She's doing a really great job.
Yep.
So she has these beautiful pieces that this is wool and silk yarn and layered, and then there's acrylic paint on the background, but just beautiful textile pieces. So we can kind of span it a little bit, but I really wanted to show you guys the mask that she's creating. All of this stuff is for sale. Hers is We try to do that with our invitational list is, have their items, their pieces for sale.
Right.
But the gallery that has her mask in them it's just phenomenal. So we'll go back here and look at it.
Yeah.
So do you have any other questions for me, like as we're walking back here? Because it's going to
No,
take us
I
back.
was just, yeah, sure, no. Well, it was just, how long have you been on the staff there
I've been
at
here a
Brand?
little over 3 years.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so you had time to get used to you're already used to kind of working and trying different programs out, and
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
in
It's just constantly and
yeah,
creating. Yeah. Luckily, that's
so,
something that I'm actually good at, and I didn't realize it until I came here. I was like, oh, well, this is a thing. I'm really good at this.
well, that's one thing. Adaptability is important here in the
Abs-
middle of a pandemic.
yes, absolutely. Okay, so this is Susanna's mask. Um,
Hmm.
can you get a little close up of any of them? Or just one? We can go.
Yeah, if we could take a look at one, that'd be great.
Yeah, can you get that in a good view? Can you see that well?
Yeah, just go in a little bit closer.
Okay.
Maybe. Here we go. There we go. That's good. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful mask. And she's got them. I mean, if you wanted to wear them, you obviously could.
Yeah,
They're made where you can, but it's just, it's a piece of art, and it's good that we are able to take that, something that is so foreign to us and a little scary and make it into something that can be pretty.
right,
Nice,
right.
easy on the eyes, fun to look at, fun to see. Um, and this piece is one that actually sold. And it's just silk fabric, and she's got a crystal, and it's crocheted. So she put a lot of detail in it, obviously. And they're just really wonderful, unique pieces. Just, if we didn't have the pandemic, we wouldn't have this mask series. So,
Right, right.
because you don't think about it.
That's that's true. They've become an art form all their own.
Yes, yeah, yep, for sure. So,
Oh, that's great. Well, that's it's always. I was at the Regional Arts Museum. I think back in January before the pandemic, and I think at that time you had an exhibition, a traveling exhibition of photographs of blues singers, blues performers,
oh yes,
um, and which was tremendous. And
yeah,
it's a lovely museum, a real jewel for Fort Smith and in West Arkansas. And anyway, I'm just glad that you all are still able to conduct your programs and still keep up an exhibition program, rotating exhibition program in
yeah.
these tough times, and that people can still come out and feel safe at the museum, and everything is properly socially distanced, and
Yeah, we have stations that people have to, they have to sign in as they come in. We
right,
have free masks available for them, and sanitation stations, and then obviously there are ways in and out of our exhibitions that they have to follow
right.
to stay social distance. But yeah, we're just moving right along and trying to figure it out as everybody else is. So
That's great. That's great. In a museum, especially, we're used to being able to kind of wander at our own pace, and wander and uh, sometimes unguided. And so,
yeah,
it adapting to to using one entrance, one egress, and social distancing is a challenge. I know in these. In a lot of museums. We've seen it even in our Department of Arkansas Heritage Museums. But anyway, it's just I see that Suzanne Shurkis is actually here with us in our audience here today. So
good.
uh, it's exciting to have the artist here present.
Yeah.
But
Hi. You've cut out.
That's great. That's great. And I noticed that you didn't mention it, but yeah, I noticed you went by the gift shop downstairs, and I will
Yeah,
attest
so
that.
we are actually we've are having a an after Thanksgiving like Black Friday sale if anybody is interested in that. And we also are going to open, I think the first part of December, an e-commerce store. So it's going to be all of um, our as well as much as we can get it online
Uh-huh.
for our museum store. So that's new and big to us. And um, we also have a eBay. Well, we do have a live eBay page set up for a couple of auction items. You know, we're just trying to figure out different ways to raise money.
Right.
You know, since we aren't allowed to hold events, but it's really good for us. You know, because that means that you know whatever we learned during the pandemic is something that we can take with us afterwards and continue to apply it, and then still have our live, you know, back to as normal as we can get back to after the pandemic. So we're
Right.
just always just trying to find different ways to make that happen and continue to provide to the community because it's very important, you know, as you well know.
Yeah, yes, yeah. It's tough. We are so much. I've realized now that the our arts community is, and everything we do is so much based on face-to-face communication.
Yeah.
You know, a certain amount of intimacy that we just don't have right now, and so it's been a real adjustment, and it's required a lot of innovation. And you know, I just appreciate that you all are working hard and experimenting and still keeping your programs going there at the
Yeah.
Regional Art Museum.
Yeah, and what's kind
That's
of cool
great.
about it is, you know, these art or these programs are um, a lot of the lecture live programs. When I'm airing them, I have people that come in from New York, California, so we're getting a broader um, view audience than what we normally would. So, and that's pretty cool, you know. So,
Yeah, yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, Delina, thank you so much for your time today.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's always a pleasure to visit the Fort Smith Regional Arts Museum, even if it's virtually. But how long? Can you tell me one more time? How long is the is Suzanne's exhibition going to be at?
I think it's up through the end of January.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I might have time to get there in
yeah,
person
you
then.
should.
I would love
And then the
to
Billie
see that.
holiday ends the 27th of December.
Okay, okay.
So,
All right. Well, Daleana Vaughan, thank you so much. Keep up the good work and tell everybody there we said hi and that
absolutely.
we absolutely, we support what you're doing and we're, just keep up the good work. So
Yeah. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that was great, and we didn't have too much we didn't have too much interference with the signal there, but absolutely go up there and see the Fort Smith Regional Arts Museum, Art Museum. It's a really beautiful museum. The collection is magnificent, and I think they have a thriving and an inspired. Uh, Temporary exhibition program there that and Susanna Streckheis is a great Arkansas artist that is springing up in a lot of places here around the state, and so I'm excited to see her profile of her work there. So anyway, let's see what else we got going on at the Arts Council. Right now we're getting into the holidays. Everything's kind of slowing down. I will tell you that the right now we are looking, we're still looking for nominations for our Arkansas Living Treasure Award for 2021. I will urge you again, if you haven't, if you have not uh, put in a nomination, I encourage you to. Scarlett's going to check me on this, but I believe that the nominations are due tomorrow. Scarlett, check me on that. I think it's Friday tomorrow on the 13th. But we need to get some nominations in. We are, once again, these are nominations for people who are masters of traditional craft. Traditional craft can be anything. It can be, I mean, we're talking, I mean, it can be uh, textile creations. It can be metalworking. Our current Arkansas Living Treasure for 2020 is Michael Warwick, who is a metal sculptor. Again, it could be quilting. It could be, in the past we have had pottery. We've had ceramic artists. We have had bladesmiths. Yeah, I'm sorry, and I have been corrected here. Nominations are due on November 16th, which is next Monday. And so, so you have the weekend to get those nominations in, but seriously, the pandemic is no excuse. If there's someone out there that you feel that needs to be nominated, we're looking for people who are both masters of their crafts and also teachers, people who have think enough about the preservation of their craft to teach it to the next generation, so that if they're conducting programs to teach what they know, to impart to younger artists, that's a huge part of what we look at. And so please go to arkansasarts.org. Go to our programs, Arkansas Living Treasure page, and the criteria are there. The nomination form is there. Please, if in doubt, make your nomination, because we need more nominations. We want to hear from you. We want to honor those people who are doing or preserving the crafts, the traditional work here in Arkansas. Also, professional development. We continue to encourage you to look at our Sally Williams grant, which is, of course, a grant that funds artist professional development programs. If you have an opportunity to pursue professional development that enhances your work in a discipline, or helps you to build skills that will allow you to sell and market your work, we encourage you to take a look at that. Even if they're online programs, if they're in person, it doesn't matter, but please come to our website, check out the Sally Williams program, Sally Williams Grant Fund. Named, of course, for our the late Sally Williams, our longtime artist services program manager, and those funds are used in so many ways to put more tools in the hands of our artists, to help build skill, to help build knowledge that contributes to your ability to sell your work, to monetize your creation. I think that's very important. It's not it's the part sometimes that is we don't talk about in the arts, but the actual marketing, the creative economy is based on your ability to conduct yourself as a small business. And so we try to help people get assistance in building those skills, managing your marketing, managing your writing a business plan. So many of these are available out there. Anyway, let's see what else we've got. Certainly, I want to encourage you all continue to participate in Arts Voice Arkansas, which is quite simply our call for artists, and mainly, we started out really mainly wanting kids K through 12 who were out of school. We started doing this back in May. Kids who were out of school, asking that they contribute photographs or recordings of their art, whether it is performance, whether it is visual art, whether it is literary. we are asking that you contribute, share it with us so that we can share it on our Facebook page. You can send that to us on Facebook. You can send it to Scarlett Sims, who is, of course, her email is on our staff directory at arkansasarts.org. And we just we want to see what you're doing. You know, again, the part of the this strange new world here dealing with the pandemic that I found most gratifying has been that artists willing to reach out to us and to share what they're doing, to share challenges, victories, and innovations, adaptations. How are you dealing? How are you creating in the pandemic? And so I encourage both kids K through 12, but also adult artists to share. We like to share what you're doing, and so keep in touch with us. But our grants are currently our major grants for 2021. It's actually for the fiscal. I know this is confusing, but it's for fiscal year 22, which starts next July. Our major grants are currently open. That's collaborative project support applications, the general operating support, and arts and education grants are all currently open on our website. Go to our arkansasarts.org, click on the grants tab, and you can see all of our grant programs. Now is the time to be putting together your proposal and getting your applications in the next couple of months. But panels will be held in the early spring, and you'll recall that those funds become available July 1st of next year. So, they take a little bit of planning, but I encourage you, if you are with an arts organization, then I encourage you to start getting your application in now. Overall, I think that currently we have a December 1st, another Janice Kearney writing workshop on December 1st coming up with our Get Smart program. You can, of course, find more information on that program coming up on our website, arkansasarts.org, or on Facebook. And I know that Scarlett's going to hit you with a link here in just a sec. And of course, Art on Arkansas, which is our arts and education program manager, Drika Morning, is just doing amazing work with Art on Arkansas, interviewing artists around the state, and so you can see the ones that we've interviewed so far on the website. There's a link I think I see here in our comments, and it's on YouTube. And again, it's just a great way for us to keep in touch with you all, with artists, and Drika is an amazing interviewer as well as an amazing poet and program manager. So we're very lucky to have her. But and I see a link here for Janice Kearney's program, and I encourage you to sign up for that if you're interested. Janice is an inspiring, amazing poet and writer, and she is a great instructor for that program. So we have had so many phone calls about that the program we had last week that she conducted, and she is one of our most popular presenters. Anyway, I think that we have covered a lot of ground today. I've had a great conversation with Daleana at Fort Smith Regional Arts Museum, and it's always nice to have guests on and actually go somewhere in this program. And so in some ways we've upgraded the content a little bit on this on Art Talks since we started back in April, and it's not quite so much of a Wayne's World type operation, but we've got more guests lined up, and I'll put pants on more often and comb my hair, and it seems like it's going real well. that so many of you log on, and appreciate the comments that we get. I know that, and so does Scarlett. We hear a lot from you all, both during these programs and afterward, and I always appreciate your comments. You know, what I'll say about my staff at the Arkansas Arts Council is their heart is in it. We basically all love our jobs, and it's just the ability to work with you all, even through very trying conditions like we've been through in the last 8 months. I think the thing that's kind of held it together for us has been the ability to commune with artists and arts organizations, all our partners around the state, and try to provide programs, you know, even during these challenging times. It's been a real challenge, but it's been an amazing opportunity, and I want to thank my own staff for rising to the challenge. And you know, for me, it's a pleasure every day to hear from you all, to get calls, to talk to you on Facebook, to get emails, to know what you're doing, know what the challenges are, and see if there's any way we can help. We continue to try to direct resources for artists and arts organizations. You know, any help we can provide, you know, even if it's not really our area, we try our best to put you in touch with somebody who can help you. And you know, it's we want to help you to continue to create, to continue to share the arts with other Arkansans. And you know, and I appreciate so much that you all, the dedication that I see in our arts organizations and our artists, that you know, to continue to create and to continue to share and to educate in the worst of times, you know. And so thank you for all you do. But I guess for right now, I'm going to wrap this up. But all of you continue to create, continue to love each other, and take care of one another. It's going to be a rough winter, but we're going to be here, and we're going to continue talking, and just keep on working, keep on creating out there. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.